is a new series. This is Talisman Talk Shorts. Today we have Coach Vincenzo, coach of the varsity basketball team. So 5 games in and 5 wins in. What have been some highlights of the season so far?
We got a couple big wins early. Going down into a showcase tournament we got invited to is pretty high-level talent. So we were able to beat a really good Lakota East team to kind of jumpstart some things. Obviously, kicking off a big win against BV gets some momentum going and gets the student body, excited for a lot of things. So, but we, having some big wins early is huge for us. We beat a really good Lakota East team who was projected to be one of Cincinnati's top teams. So, we think that they could be like a regional team down there, and then taking care of some local rivals, from BV to Big Walnut to Westerville North the other night was a big one for us too. Yeah. So, it's been exciting, and internally we that's what we've been expecting. So it's we're right on expectations on what we see, and we keep things internal and just kind of keep things game by game. But definitely an exciting start for us for sure.
Yeah.
What are some games the rest of the season that you're really circling or looking forward to?
I mean, honestly, like every night in league it's tough. Like tonight's gonna be a big one for us. Anytime we go on the road, and we're gonna face a good Kilbourne team who's undefeated. But the Westervilles are gonna be big games for us. We'll get North again at their place. We got South coming up, and even our non-league games are, they're big games. And they're all like local connections. So
right.
we have Marysville next week. Berlin over break. Mount Vernon's a big rivalry historically for Delaware,
right.
And so it's what's exciting about our schedule is every night is either some kind of close proximity or it's going to be a big game for us. So we got to be at our best, and we don't try to look too far ahead. It's our motto is be where your feet are. So every day in practice, we're focusing on the moment and being the best version of us. So I know it's kind of coach cliche, but we have goals that we focus on in the off season, but now it's like let's just be in the moment. Take care. Everything will fall in place if we're in the moment. So,
when you're practicing before a game, do you guys usually like change things based on who you're playing, or is it kind of like you do you? And
it's we at this stage of the season we cut back practice a little bit. It's not quite like preseason intensity. So we'll do like our basic fundamental things that we focus on us, and then it's like little tiny details of things. And then it's more focused on scout prep. So, the other day was very light because we had an emotional double overtime game on Tuesday. And then, so yesterday we put in our scout for tonight and, a day prep. And so it's, we have some scout team guys that kind of simulate what they do offensively, what they might do defensively to give us a look and be prepared.
What was that, the Westerville North game like from a coaching standpoint? Like, were you making a lot of changes or just letting the players play?
Yeah, so like that's the big thing. Like we have things built to like how I envision things and us as a staff envision things. So a lot of it's just like the details of it, but I also don't want to micromanage us to where I think that we got some talent and we're smart, we play well together, we have high IQ, so it's like let's just play within our system, of course, but there's times where if I want something we'll run that. But honestly, the Westerville North game, the first quarter we were like 100% not us. Didn't follow the scouting report very well, so a couple timeouts and some adjustments. We got it figured out, and then we tweaked some things at halftime just to kind of give us a shot. But
So the Big Walnut game, when that went into overtime, or just other like situations like that where it's really like go big or go home, I guess. What are some of the main things that you make sure everyone knows?
Like in those moments, it's just stay true to who we are. Trust one another, which is one of our pillars, and let's do what we do well. Sometimes we kind of fall away from that at times, and it's just kind of like let's reel us back in and get into that moment. And what helps us too in big games like that, we do like situations in practice That's one of the things Coach Sarcone does a really good job of. He'll come up with different scenarios in practice that we would see in a game. So it's like, all right, we're down 3 with 20 seconds left. Let's simulate it and play it.
Yeah.
So then there's teaching moments. We maybe draw up new things that we could run in that situation. And plus, it's situations we're going to be in. So we're prepared when those moments hit. And I think that showed, and that's helped us a ton in some of these last couple of games where it's been nip and tuck to overtime games. And so we kind of prep for all those different situations in case we need them. You never know what comes up.
How often do you look at like other scores like around like Central Ohio? Like, do you follow like other teams and stuff?
Oh, 100%. Right after our game, we'll celebrate, learn from things. But if it's a bus ride home, I'm on Twitter looking at scores. So it's pretty quick. Honestly, right after we're done self-reflecting on us, I'm scrolling through Twitter, and especially our league games and common opponents, and then it's like, who can we get film on, and so it's a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah. So we're playing Worthington Kilbourne tonight. How are we feeling about that?
I think we're ready to roll. What I like is the growth that we have. It's a new year, new team, new story as I call it. But we learn a lot from the past. I think we're going to learn a lot from how we handled things last year, because last year's a very similar situation where we beat North at home, comeback win. It was a huge win for us, and then we went to Kilbourne last year and laid an egg, and we were really flat. So we've been hammering that in practice. We want to be where our feet are, but at the same time, it's like we can't repeat what we've. And being a history teacher, it's let's learn from the past. So,
what are your expectations for the rest of the season?
Just take care of business in the moment. We internally we believe that we're pretty special, and we can go places and have a really special year. But we kind of shy once the season got underway, like practice, official. We shied away from that, mainly from my perspective of let's not look too far ahead. We want to be our best in March, but that's a long way to go. And if we control what we control in the moment every day, things will fall into place how they should be. So that's kind of how we're looking at it. But we've had discussions in the offseason. We do believe that we're going to contend for a league title and make a run and be near the top. So we definitely think we can be there for sure.
When the season is being like scheduled and you're like setting up the teams you play, how much of that is you and how much is Mr. Gleason Camp?
Basically, Mr. Gleason Camp gives me the free reign of everything with that. So it's basically in terms of who we play, even like fitting it into the schedule is basically all me. Unfortunately, we're balanced 11-11 home games and away games, but it's like chunked. And it's kind of tough because we were first 4 on the road, then we get a home game, now we're back on the road. We don't control league, that's all preset. But all of our non-league on it's home and home games. So and we most of our non-league was the same as the last couple of years. So I like having closer games, so our student body can be there, but it also sets up rivalries. Obviously BV's huge for us, but Berlin's developing into a really good game. We play Olentangy, Marysville, Mount Vernon. Those are games that are still pretty close that we should play one another and get the communities involved and be a big game.
I know I've been talking to Jesse, and he always says how you try and schedule bigger games for us to kind of play up and see where we're at.
Absolutely.
And, last year playing your alma mater. And then this year the showcase.
And it's try to get out of the area a little bit, but also if we want to get into a district final game, let's play teams that'll prepare us for that. You know what I mean? So we played Gahanna this year. We added them. They graduated some guys, but they're still a phenomenal team. And playing the Lakota East was big for us. So we tried to schedule teams that we would want to see deeper into the tournament to prepare us for that.
Is Gahanna going to be our senior night? Because that's the last.
I think the works is that is the last game. But I think we're going to make it that Friday night against Canal. Okay. On that night, just because a league game, it's a Friday. Usually more people are there on a Friday, so I think we were going to make it on that night. Is the plan.
Gotcha.
Okay. We're at 10.
So yeah, is there anything else like coming into this you were like hoping to talk about? Or?
No, I was excited to be on it, honestly. I'm an avid listener, so I know I told you guys that before, but you guys do a really good job, and I hope our student body appreciates the work that you two do with this and the rest of our Talisman staff, because the content you guys put out is high level, and I think a lot of schools don't have what we have, and that's something that makes us pretty special. So
thank you.
I appreciate that.
No problem. I'm just excited you guys considered to have me on. So.
All right. Well, good luck tonight. And
appreciate it.
Good luck the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, guys.
Right. Thank you.